start with not a ton. See that? It's all the way down to the inside there. Remember, if you need glue brushes, I have them. They're just in my office hiding. I am gonna put it on things like a miter there where it joins. You know what, I am gonna let that sit for a minute instead of folding it up right away. The reason being that this is like a half viable joint, as it were. And look, I can also wipe it back from the very inside with my fingers if I need to. You see how much it's soaking up already? Because this is going to stay dependent exclusively on its glue until I put the splines in, I might want to give myself an opportunity to have enough glue, right? And I can just see it drinking up right there. So think about this too. If I were gluing this together with nothing, with no access to the inside, if I had my panels already in, if I have glue squeeze out, I'm screwed in terms of cleaning it off in a timely way, right? It's just gonna be in there. I can put tape on the inside corners to help prevent issues. Watch, one. It's gonna squeeze to the inside, see that? So I actually have too much glue right here, ultimately. But because I'm gonna have access to it, it's okay. While I have it like this, I'm just gonna get myself going. One. Yeah, that is way too much. How did I do that? Martin.
You're in a rush.
I am in a rush. I'm in a big rush. Which, Lord knows you don't want to be when you're assembling. You want to be centered and present and rational. All right, so all the way up. And you can feel the glue providing some resistance. And now what I'm going to do here is, instead of putting one straight across, I'm going to put one at the corner, just to make matching this a little easier, right? Because now I can see what's happening and make sure that it's not shifted on me. Because remember, the outside can be sanded much more easily than the inside. So if you're getting glue on it, it's really not a huge deal. I'm gonna set it down, pop on my strap clamps. Remember that your strap clamps need to have the flat on the inside, and they have to have somewhere to crawl to. So if you've got them on a corner, you probably are a little too excited. Oh, that isn't even in.
Sarah,
What?
aren't you putting something in that where you did your dado?
No.
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 Okay.
Let me just, this isn't actually set up. It doesn't help at all. In through the middle. Back out again. This may be the problem that somebody had with this, is that they didn't remember that they had to put it through that little bit right there. So let me just make sure that this isn't twisted. And looks like it is. I'm just gonna pull the twist through really quick so that it's facing the right way. There we go.
You want to have a block underneath it?
Nope.
Okay.
Thank you for the offer, though. One. I don't find that the block makes that much of a difference, honestly. I mean, it's all gonna get, the corners are gonna get compressed by the strap. Like, there's work I'm gonna have to do on it regardless. I don't feel that it protects enough to be worthwhile. Who knows, maybe I'll come to a point where I feel differently, but at the moment I don't. All right, so there is that. The thing I want to check for at this point is if all of my corners are like in line with one another. This feel pretty good. This is a little bit, just the tiniest bit off, probably not enough that it's gonna matter, but now is the time to make those like decisions, because I can always put some clamping blocks on either side and clamp this way to pull everything into plane with one another, because there's no internal joinery at this point. I have the ability to do that. If I really wanted to, I could come back in with a toothbrush and some water and clean out my corners. As it is right now, I'm just taking my veneer and kind of like pushing off the excess. Yeah, a toothbrush and water, and just a toothbrush and water. Try to get as much of the extra off before you go in with the toothbrush and water, because you can actually just push the glue into the surface. But it makes for a very nice, clean interior. Especially if you've already put a finish on your inside. That way when the glue comes squeezing out, you really can just wash it off if you have access to the whole thing. And you can see the one that I definitely did last, because there's no glue squeeze out to the inside at all. There is a little bit to the outside, so that was the appropriate amount of glue that first time around, and not me doubting myself and being like, no, I think I need more. Yeah. So this now sits for an hour at least. I like to let this sit overnight before I try to do